Hi, this is IK. Welcome to Redux Store Reducer. This is store. Inside of store is only one reducer, can be a lot of reducer. We have only one reducer, and the name of that reducer is posts. And the value of that reducer is post reducer. Here it is. Name of that here is a store, Redux store. Here it is store. Inside of that store is reducer. Name of that reducer is post. And the value is post reducer. Properties, name of that reducer is postes, plural, post, and the value is post reducer. Look at the button. Export default post slice dot reducer. Here is a reducer, post slice is a reducer. Our reducer in this application, only one reducer, post slice. And name of that reducer is postes. Because of that, here it is postes. That we have a comment slice would be comment slice, user slice. We have only post slice. And here is very clear. Name of that reducer is posts. A value, what is value? Value is all this. All this is a value. And here it is. It is post slice, and properties of post slice is reducer. It is a value. What is value of reducer? It is a state, like parameter, and in the body we have output. Here it is fulfilled. Input is state and action. Here is action. There is no action because nothing. We fetch nothing from array, remote server, mock server, because we are in pending type of action. Pending type of action is waiting that something happened, that finished asynchronous process. Okay or not okay. And here is complete. We have state and we have action. Action give us action object must have action type and action payload. Action type and action payload. What is action type? This is fulfilled. Fetch post, fulfilled. It is action. It would be action type. And payload would be all array from mock server. And every of that add case is action type and action payload. And who dispatch it to store, dispatch it fetch, dispatch it thank function, fetch post, thank function, add post, thank function, handle delete, thank function, update post. It is a three thank function correspond with CRUD, create, read, update, and delete. That thank function is create. They are create action creators. Every thank function create three action creator, and here result of asynchronous request data. It is payload. It is it go here in post slice in add case, and we have 4 tank function. Every tank function there is a 3 action. 4 multiply 3 is 12. Here is 12, 3, 6, 9, and 12. It is 12 action, 12 action creator. Every creator give us action. That action, every action, there is action type. Here is update reject action type, and there is a payload. Here is there is no payload. This is error coming from Sustav, from Axios or HTTP. State error. This state error, it is we write it, our information. This state error is system information. This state error is our information, and this state status is our programmers, developers give that information. What we need it for user interface. Show on user interface what we want when status is failed. And here is there is no payload, nothing coming from array of post. And that I stay in focus, I go to diagram. Here it is. Here is diagram where we have a store, Redux store. Here it is. And there is only one reducer. Reducer, there is 2 inputs, state and action, and 1 output, because of that is the name reducer. 2 input, 1 output. Here is 1 output. Action have action type. Action type said what to do. Action payload is post from array. Action payload. And action type said what to do with that action. This state here is always copy of state. Copy of state. Who created? Imer library created that copy of state. And action type said what to do. Concat, push, add, etc., etc. Here it is what to do with payload and copy of state. Here it is. It is only when fulfilled. Here, concat. Concat payload with copy of state. Copy of state was that initial state. It is initial state. Okay, fulfilled. Add new post. Also we have pending, etc. Add new post, but here it is fetch post, concat. Fetch post rejected, nothing. Add new post. Add new post pending, nothing, loading, and add new post succeed push. Action payload. What is action payload in add a new post? Action payload in add a new post is one post, title, content. it is what we type in form. And that title and content go to HTTP request push, go to server, mock server. In server, it is server know-how accepted in array, and create ID of that new post, and send back. HTTP request must have response. In response.data, we have ID, title, and content. And that is push our state, copy of state, push that we can set here push, state, post. There is no copy here. There is explicit state.post.push, method push, action payload, push existing state. But IMER library behind scene create copy of state, and we push action payload push to that copy, and it is new state, etc. Get back to our okay, here is a state. At first it was initial state. After that, during pending, it coming through action object. Pending changes only loading, and after pending, if we have fulfilled, we have a full payload of post, and it concat with initial. In add new post, we have state what we have, but when we add new post coming here like action, ID, title, and ID, title, and content of new post, and that new post would be push to a copy of state, and that operation, copy of paste, copy of state, push action payload is ID, title, and content. Together it is a new state. Here is a new state. Original state would not touch it. We work on the copy and action together, action payload, action type, create a new state. An original state would be memorized, untouched. We call it, it is immutable way of changing state. It means that this state here, output of reducer, this state, is immutable. That state is object with the post array, status, and error. It is object, and the object is mutable. We can mutate object. How? That we mutate every properties. Inside of that we can mutate every properties, and we said that object and array are mutate, but when they in this position, like output of reducer, they are immutable. We create our Redux application like that, and React application. They are immutable. We must copy that, and copy of state and action, create a new state for new output state. Again, store here, Redux store can have a lot of reducer. can have a lot of slice, post slice. We have only post slice, and we can have post comments, post users, etc. Now we have only post slice, and here is a store. Here is a reducer inside of that store, one reducer. And what is it in code? We have input in reducer, action and state, copy of post. Our reducer named posts. And where is store in code? And what is reducer in code? Here it is. Store. This is a store in code. Post is name properties. We have reducer object, and in that reducer object we have one post properties post, and value is post reducer. And in post slice is post reducer. Post slice is post reducer, because look at, we have name of that is post, we have initial state, all about state, worry here, initial state. We have reducer, nothing, there is no reducer, it is synchronized reducer. We have extra reducer, it is like reducer, but we must call to show different because of asynchron request. Reducer when we have not asynchron request. Now we have only asynchron request here, and we have only extra reducer, and extra reducer is equal reducer. And here it is, depend about action tank, action creator, and what coming from action creator tanks. We have a method add case, what create type. Look at, it is one parameter, type of action, and here it is what to do with payload, and state and action is input, and what to do with payload. Here is no payload, here is a payload. Again, type of action is object with two properties. One property is type of action. Here it is, fetch post fulfilled, one properties of action. Second properties of action is action payload. Here it is. And here in body of this arrow function, we said what to do with action payload. What to do, concat with copy of initial state. And state status is succeeded. This status, state status, we include and it creates developers. It don't coming from any server. It is coming from here. If fetch post fulfilled, state status would be succeeded, and it is connected with our user interface. We can show what we want in user information for user interface. Again, store. Here is a store. Here is a reducer, value of reducer, and post slice. Post slice is all about reducer. It is all about reducer, all about state, all about action, all about input state, input action. Input state is always a copy of original. And reducer coming with action. Reducer create reducer, input in reducer is action, and original state. Always we have original state, and when we have action, we copy that original state, and that copy go like parameter, like input parameter in reducer. reducer have two parameters, state and action. This state is copy of original, and it means when we have initial state, here it is, after that we have always output state depend about action, and input state is always copy of original state. But dynamic and events and changes, immutable way of changes state, all it is about action, and action. Three-tank function here is very important because with that function call, that function dispatch three action. They dispatch why they are action creator. Fetch post we call action creator because they export action, dispatch action creator, and action creator create action. Where is action creator? Here is method, it is parameter, here is a parameter, add case is action creator together with the builder object here. It is there exists builder object, extra reducer like parameter of extra reducer, and that builder object there is a method add case, and method add case there is a parameter, fetch post pending, and arrow function. That construction, builder, add case method, and parameter of add case is action creator. That builder is action creator. Every add case is one action. Every tank dispatch three action, and it means it is three add case method. For tank function there is a 12 add case method. It means 12 action creator. Every action creator create action. For example, this fetch post pending will create action type, action object, and action type of that object would be fetch paste post dot pending, and action payload is nothing here. And etc. Thank you for watching this video.